Yeah, hey everyone. Going to do a little bit of work on the Honda today. I haven't been out on it for a while. I had to get a warrant of fitness, which I did, but also I was waiting for some parts to arrive. Now, if you saw my video, 1 or 2 videos back about this bike, I took it out for a ride to see what high speed I could achieve with that Takigawa ignition unit installed. And on that ride, when I got back, I noticed that the chrome bar end was missing out of the handle here, which was very disappointing. So I went out on the road. I looked at my videos first, and I went back there and I just rode up and down slowly and tried to find it. Couldn't find it. I did find a bunch of chrome wheel nuts off cars that just obviously fall off randomly, but I couldn't see the little bar end unit. There were plenty of places where it could have gone off into a ditch. So of course I went online to see if I could find a replacement. I already knew they weren't available, and so I decided I would make one, or make 2, or maybe make even 4, which is what I did. So I'd have a couple for the bike and a couple spare. So those are back. We're going to have a look at those. And we'll also have a look at a few other parts that I purchased, because while I was getting parts off that place in Holland, I decided to get just a few more bits and pieces to fill up the box. And after I finish that, the video will cut over to all the usual machining and music clips that I put in at the end of my videos, just for those who like to see that sort of thing. And please like and subscribe the video. It's the only way I get views. If you don't like and don't subscribe, YouTube won't show the video to anybody. But if you do click the button, they'll show it to someone else who hasn't liked or subscribed. And there's so much work goes into these videos that it's, be nice to get some views. All right, let's get on with it. If you watched my rebuild, you would have seen some of these pieces. I cleaned this one up just with a brush and the Dremel and so on. But brand new Honda part is cheap. Looks much better. These things here, these are those weird little bits that go on the end of the clip-ons that then hold these bar ends. So I got a couple of those. Oh, this is, I mean, I got a non-original replacement for this, but there it was for a couple of bucks. That's that little rubber plonk that goes into the end of the rear fender to hold the number plate. This was one of these flanges for the gas cap. I'm going to pull my gas cap apart again and give it a something. Maybe an evaporust, something like that. I want to clean it up a bit better. Oh, that's much more supple. The one of these that's in it is rock hard. It feels like just plastic, whereas this is actually rubber. So I got a nice fresh one of those, also cheap. And this one costs a little bit more, but again, not a heck of a lot. This is the rear light cover, and mine is about 70% good, but that's 100%. Didn't cost much at all. So that's the original, the last good one. The one I lost was like that, but it had one scuff taken out of it. And now we're going to have a look what's in here. Okay. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? And that one looks beautiful. Wow. Look at that. Isn't that beauty? Of course, I'm going to get them mucked up immediately with my fingerprints. Well, those are nice. Very nice. So this one is the original part, and that's the one I made. Finally got that sorted out. That took a long time. Beautiful. That's riveted on. I'm going to have to take the seat off and have a look. So the green and yellow goes into the same, yellow goes into the same, and green goes into the same. So we can just pull all this apart. Underneath, it's got some clamps on it. Yep. And the whole thing comes off. Yeah, I mean, the old one's scratched and had stuff dragged across it, and the new one is brand new. Now this piece here, that's what I had, and it's about the same, but a millimeter shorter. Doesn't fit well either. But that came in the original Honda bag. That's the Honda part. I'm going to have to do the same bloody thing and put the washer on it. There we go. So that sits properly. We go through. And it does touch that little piece of rubber. Just sits on it. Right. No one will ever notice that. So onto the gas cap thing. That's a lot tidier looking. There's no doubt about that. Next up, the cap on the here. Very happy with that. That's come out nice. That looks perfect, actually. That's looking great. I mean, I had to clean it off, but never looked quite right. It's got a vent on either side. That's why there was a little bit of fluid there. Okay, looking good. This actually has the battery in it on the other side, so it's fastened there as well. And I need to get this piece out of there. I'll get the tool Ross gave me. Thank you very much, Ross. Really appreciate this thing. Oh, I could just about expand the whole thing, bend it out over the top, and just take it off that way. If I could get my hands in there. I mean, you just cannot get the hands in this thing. It's crazy. It's so tight. But here we go. Let's pull that off. There. This part actually cleaned up quite well. But regardless, for a couple of bucks, it came in the Honda packet. So there we go. There's no getting into this thing. There we go. That saved a lot of drama. Alright, so there we go. If you like anything you saw, give me a like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Right, so I guess we'll go find a rod of brass. That a little bit wider than that. 28 and a little bit. I've got 2-inch rod. Actually, that's a piece. How big is that? 28.6. That would at least give me 2 of them. So over here, 35. I either got to make 1 pair or 2 pairs. And because I'm sending them off to be chrome plated, I'm thinking 2 pairs would be nice, and then I have some spare. Let's use this. Watch my power feed video for the mini lathe. It's very good. So I'll just do the cylinder and then cut each piece off. Then I'll flip them around so that the rounded side is in the chuck. It'll be in like that, and I can cut all those features. And then I flip it around and hold on to that edge, and I try and do this. Now here's where I'm going to screw up the workpiece quite badly. But I don't want to use copper jaws because they're just not accurate. Nice. Cleaner than it was. Feels great. And you know how they say you can't really turn a piece around and then do the other end? Well, you know, for something like this, yes, you certainly can. I mean, that is, for all intents and purposes, a continuous piece. There's no break in that, no difference. All right, let's get my favorite tool out. I've had this out since I did my 45-degree vice stop, which is fantastic mod. How shall I cut these steps? Should I use like the parting tool maybe? Plenty of meat on there. So I'm basically trying to make one good one before I try making the remainder. And let's space it upwards with something. How about use a parallel, but there we go, just a little piece of something. I've had this to pieces. I've just tightened up and lubed all the screws and everything as best I could. It's not super tight in there. The only way it's going to cut 30 is if I cut 5 or 6 millimeter off the end of this piece here. There's no precision in this tool. See how wobbly it is? I'm just going to have to try it, see what happens. I have no idea, this could be dangerous. So you feed it by hand. Let me see what that did. Because you can't go too far because you don't want it to dig in. And there should be a stop plate over here where it just hits it. That would be useful. Well, it's pretty rough. Man, it's very rough. It's such a sharp piece. I'd rather have a, as I say, a piece of carbon in there. Yeah, right there. Can't afford to get any little dings in them now. So what I did was to cut the cut that radius on that first test one that I did. Obviously, I used the bit here that came with it, and I wanted to replace that. I think that's too sharp, and so I purchased this one. It's an 8mm insert. Let's put a parallel or something in there to space that out. That's going to be fine. We'll do this side because that's the one I just faced. So let's do a part down to 8mm. So this would be a good demonstration of a power feed part. So here we go. How great is that? I'm just holding my finger in the same spot and I have a hand free. Not lubing. Right. 4126. It's a lot nicer than the steel. A lot nicer. Look at that. Beautiful. There's no chatter and I don't have to hold it down like I did last time. Beautiful. I think the different types of brass. Very close. But this one's a bit richer, a bit yellower. There we go. I've already got two now. I could leave it at that. But because I'm going to all this trouble and sending them off to be chrome plated, I'm going to make 4. It's how fine a piece it can part off. You see, it actually cut either side of that little bit. 15. Piece off, same as before. Made itself a little collar. I have to say, turning with a parting tool is quite relaxing. Who would have thought? Very easy to jam one of these, especially in brass. Yeah, beautiful. That's definitely the right method. Because I've already set up this insert here the right distance, so all I need to do now really is come to this side and then wind it in till it touches. 1, 2, 3, right there. Obviously I'm not using the copper jaws just because I want the precision here. Another one. Okay, so those are all ready to be sent to the electroplater. It's New Year's Day today, so I'm not sending them today, but as soon as I can. All right, let's start with the gas cap. Now this was very, very filthy when I got it. Took a lot of cleaning, but in the tank it does corrode a bit. I think I'll do a evaporust on these parts. I wonder if it'd be worth doing any bluing on them. Yeah, it's looking pretty crummy in there again. Yeah, the corrosion comes back very quickly. Yeah, lots of crap in there. Right, I'm going to leave that sitting for a while. But I'll do this first. I'm really quite keen to try that out. So, aluminium black. This is only meant for scratches and spots. Let's see if it blackens it evenly. That's looking pretty good. I mean, I didn't want it to be black because they never are. They're actually sort of a slightly brownish black, and this looks like that. Yeah, that's sort of what I wanted. Something like that. Now you don't put this back in the bottle, just keep it out. You see how quickly that went black? Almost immediately. Let's do the spring. And we'll see how this holds up in the gas tank. And if it really just doesn't tidy up and stay that way, I might look for a new cap. I'll use a bit of steel wool on that. Not exactly black, but that's all right. Now I'm just oiling all these parts. Let's have a think anyhow. How did this all go? I have no idea. The key thing is this thing, which goes that way. And then this thing here. Yes. And then a spring. And then a thing. That's nice, isn't it? All in black. Smooth.